This just wound up in my feed for no reason. And look, I don't live a very violent lifestyle, but that was very different when I was much younger. Here's the thing though. He's about to give some very bad advice, and I'm about to tell you why it's very bad advice. And then, I don't know if he has. Oh, it's an MMA gym. Okay, yes, this guy's ego's probably like 1,000 miles wide. He'll probably, like, definitely copyright claim this. I don't know who he is, though. But, alright, let's press play, and then we'll review.
Tip for you. Many times street fights just evolve into two dudes
Oh, wait,
throwing...
I didn't mean to like it. I meant to go all the way back.
Street fighting tip for you. Many times street fights just evolve into two dudes throwing wild punches at each other and ultimately end up in some kind of grappling scenario where we're trying to throw each other one way or the other. But instead, you just want to...
Now, that does actually happen. Let's see, way back in, like, middle school, I think. I'm autistic as fuck. So shoes are a bit of a sensory issue for me, but my feet also stink. So I got my entire class pissed off at me one time, and then I was told to put my shoes back on. So I threw them out the window because I was a problem child, right? And then eventually I conceded and decided to go get the shoes. The teachers told me to go a certain route where everyone in my class was trying to hide from me, and I told them, no, that's a very bad idea. I'm gonna go the other way. And they said, if you go the other way, we're gonna give you a bad mark on your, like, they have this thing called a passport, but it's not, like, a real passport. Like, it's not an airport passport. It was, like, a thing that modified your grades. It was very fucked up and Orwellian. But, basically they told me I'd get bad grades if I didn't listen to them. So I was like, okay, I'm probably gonna get the shit beat out of me, but I'll do what you told me to do because you're the boss, huh, boss. So I went that way, and yeah, I did get the shit beat out of me. Specifically, everyone freaked out, and then me and this, like, friend of mine at the time named, well, no, I'm not gonna name drop. But anyways, me and one of my friends, we started, choking the shit out of each other, like in The Simpsons. Like, we were both, like, squeezing each other's throats, like, waiting for the other one to pass out so that we didn't die. And then the teachers broke it up. And, like, it was like this huge circus. One dude, like, walked by and threw a beach ball at us for some reason. It was hilarious. But anyways, my point is, though, if you're grabbing somebody by the head, you could actually accidentally kill them. So let's keep watching, and then I'll tell you what you're supposed to do, okay?
Control the head. This is known as a tie clinch, and it's great for control because typically wherever the head goes, the body will follow. So for simple tactics, I can lead this person into a knee strike or into a trip.
Okay. At the end, he says that this is just your friend who's drunk. Should you be knee striking your friend?
And for more advanced tactics, I can use it to step off center, frame away from them using one hand, and strike with the other.
And here's the other thing. She just had a free hand where she could also have, like, grabbed a knife and stabbed him in the stomach. Assuming that she's, like, drunk or needs to, like, punch him in the gut. So, again, his fighting technique is not very...
This is also really...
I mean, it's a good fighting technique, but again, we're assuming this is your friend. Are you supposed to be beating the shit out of your friends? I don't think so.
Because a lot of times when you trap them here, they're going to start flailing wildly to protect themselves, and you can stay nice and tight and keep shifting direction to avoid much of the damage. And even while this is happening, you can still shift their head one way and throw little strikes inside of the clinch. So the next time your buddy gets a little bit too tossed and wants an impromptu sparring match, remember that his head is the collar of his body and your arms are the leash. They can...
And aside from how weird and sexual that sounded, like, just that is bad wordplay, my guy. But, here's what you actually do. Now, I don't have another human here to demonstrate with me, so I'm gonna use a diagram. Okay, so this is a stick drawing. This is your friend who's drunk and trying to beat you up. This is you. And you're like, oh my god, why are you trying to beat me up? Okay, so this is what you do, okay? Okay, first of all, one guard hand, okay? This one, bend it at an angle. And if they try to hit you in the gut, angle it lower. If they try to hit you in the face, angle it higher. This is your free hand. I don't want the lines to overlap, so just know that this is like a 360 image and that you are not laying on the ground, you're both standing up, and the camera's right here, just kind of, you know, they're both standing up, alright, and we're looking down with fisheye lens. Alright, you want to get behind them, okay? By any means necessary, alright? Now that you're behind them, you want to guard with your leg and use both arms to reach, alright? You get both their arms behind their back, okay? Then now you switch to only one hand, okay? You can hold both their elbows together with one hand, or their wrists. Honestly, you'd probably bring their wrists behind their back, and these two would be touching, but for the sake of exaggerated drawings, I've drawn it at the elbows. Although elbows are pretty knobbly, it would be hard to literally do that. After that, what you do is they can still run. So theoretically, depending on how angry they are, they could run into here and get behind you, alright? Now, I know you're not going to assume your drunk friend is Jackie Chan, but intoxicated people have less inhibition, and sometimes they discover their inner Jackie Chan, so you need to be careful about that. And what you need to do next... What you need to do next is get them on their knees, alright? Okay. Once your friend is on their knees, you sit on their knees with your knees. Crucially, this doesn't work for people who are missing limbs, but I'm sure there are alternatives, and if there are not alternatives, then that is why you would look up a martial art, not to learn how to win a fight, but how to stop a fight. Alright, look, you have a free arm right there. What do you do with that free arm? Well, you reach into your pocket, and you pull out your phone, and you call for help, okay? Whether that's your third friend who's not drunk, or this person's grandma, or someone you know who can take care of the situation, or the police if you live in a good neighborhood or whatever, like, whatever you need to do to stop your friend from getting the shit beat out of them, you do it. And as embarrassing as it is for your friend to be restrained like that and to not have an opportunity to vent their frustration, it's better than you two going at each other and beating the shit out of each other. Because if this friend is not a good friend, and you follow that other guy's advice, and you do wind up beating the snot out of your friend, do you think they're still going to want to be your friend? And second of all, if you win the fight, nobody really cares who started the fight, okay? If you win the fight, the victim is the person with the larger hospital bill, so I guarantee you're not going to like that. The best opportunity is a nonviolent takedown, because if you happen to be an outcast in any form, okay? Then the majority of people are going to side with this loser over here. And they're going to assume that you, alright, that you are just some kind of crazy jerk who's like starting fights with people. Even if this person over here starts stuff and is the actual aggressor, it doesn't matter. They will be the good guy in the eye of the public. So if you really want to win a fight, you don't want to win the fight, you want to stop the fight. Alright? Just life advice from a former anger management child. This is the play here. Not whatever that guy was selling you. And he was selling you something, so you should not just believe him outright, even if he's actually good at martial arts, okay? Alright, see y'all.